allowing us to transmit these ideas to you in this way. And in exchange for the gift you are giving us, we ask you now, in what way may we be of further service to you? You may begin with your dialogues, interactions, and questions if you wish. Oh, all right. Sirius the dog star speaks up.
Okay, take 2, action.
All right, good day.
I was wondering if you wouldn't mind giving us at least 3 tips how to become a better channeler. Thank you.
3 tips. It depends on what kind of channeling you are talking about, of course, but the idea is that you are all channels. Remember, channeling is simply a state where you allow more of yourself to come through in a very creative way, without the idea of overcomplication, over-analysis. An actor who becomes the character is channeling. A singer who becomes lost in the song is channeling. Anytime you do what you love to do, without the recognition of the passage of time, you are in a channeling state. The idea, of course, is that channeling in the manner in which you are seeing it now, through this channel, can also be done to connect to other levels of your own consciousness, other consciousnesses within creation. Generally speaking, it shares a lot of things in common with what you call electronic circuitry. The idea being that you are creating a certain resonance, a certain frequency, by being yourself as much as you can, by being in your joy as much as you can, by acting on your excitement. That resonance vibrates through you and makes you a more receptive antenna to higher frequency domains, whereupon then you can access information from those domains, be it direct access on your own, or simply through the devices of other beings that may inhabit those dimensions or domains of experience. But fundamentally, pragmatically, practically, physically speaking, one of the strongest things that can be done if you are going to be automatic writing or vocal channeling or anything of that nature where you're using a device or delivering information in that way, is to actually have individuals asking the questions. For if you're just sitting on your own, wondering about information, you can receive it instantly, telepathically, but your physical mind may wonder whether or not it's really just you or something else, not that it matters. But the point is when someone else asks the question, in a sense they are acting as a ground, as a circuit, completion of a circuit, and they are pulling the information through you. So you don't have to think about what's happening. They just reach through you with the question and pull the information from wherever it needs to come from. You understand?
Yes.
Does this help you?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I've been hearing for the last several weeks from different sources reports of, and not just recently, but for some time I've been hearing reports about sightings of what appear to be, well, Star Wars above certain cities. I think even Whitley Strieber.
That information is not available through this terminal at this time.
Okay.
Now, before you continue, let us say something about that answer. You must understand something. As everything progresses, as the transformation moves forward, we are now more and more every day only transmitting certain vibrational frequencies of information. We understand that these things may exist in certain realities, but we also understand that those are not the parallel Earths that most of you say you prefer to buy into. Therefore, from these points forward, we will find that for one reason or another, whether it is simply not of the vibration that we are now representative of, or whether it is simply not our domain or is not appropriate for us to answer, and you must receive this information from someone else, the general answer to such information will generally be that information is not available through this terminal at this time. This is for the purpose of guiding you in the direction of the vibration that we represent, that you have said that you prefer. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Well, a related question, I think, in that same vein, which
Or
we
artery.
may or may not get the same answer.
Yes.
Starting from the first time I heard it, I think was from Gordon Michael Scallion, about and we heard it again today, about the West Coast breaking off and falling off and Phoenix becoming a port. And
that information is not available through this terminal.
Okay, can I just, I'm not asking, well, yes, I am going to ask.
Yes, you are. You see, this is all an exercise in finding out just exactly how insistent any of you may be on a reality you say you don't prefer.
No, I don't prefer, I definitely do not prefer that reality. But what I was going to ask was,
Yes.
was this more of a, my sense of it was that a number of years ago, it was more of a possibility than it is now.
Stop. Yes, that is true, but understand we are talking about the idea of different parallel Earths. The idea of those kinds of destructive experiences are still highly probable in a particular Earth or several parallel Earths. But the question is, are they still probable in the parallel Earth you have taken yourself, you have shifted yourself to? So when you say it is now less probable, all you're actually saying is you have shifted your frequency to a parallel Earth reality where that is simply not a high degree of probability as an experience. But it doesn't mean that you've changed the world you were on. It simply means you've taken yourself to a planet where that's not a high degree of probability as an experience. You follow?
Totally, yeah.
And you see the difference?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Does that help you?
Yeah.
Oh, all
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
You said that if we were to meet you face to face before we're ready,
Yes.
we would feel differently about our fellow human beings.
That is not exactly what we said. What we said is, being that for many generations, your people have functioned with compartmentalized consciousness and have suppressed the idea of certain belief systems and feelings within themselves and have operated out of fear, the idea of coming in contact with a being that is operating at a high holistic frequency would be that the result, in many cases, would be that the high holistic frequency would overwhelm your compartmentalized frequency and begin to force to the surface things that you are not ready to integrate, causing psychotic shock within you. So the idea is sharing this information, allowing you to take whatever time you deem is necessary to raise your frequency and meet us halfway, is what will prevent that kind of discordant encounter from occurring. Does that make sense?
Yes. Also, when you listen to us, are you hearing our higher self and our personality self at the same time?
We are looking at you as a complete spectrum of ideas. We are seeing many patterns, and in fact, as we have recently discussed, let us reassure you of this. Even though, yes, in a sense, through the channel, you are speaking with us, you are actually speaking to your own higher self using us as a mask.
So then
Do you understand that?
Yes. So then which part is our higher self and which part is your true essence?
They are blended in.
Okay.
For the purpose of these conversations, we allow the probability amounts to fluctuate according to the need of the interaction. At any given moment, it might be 50% me, 50% your higher self. It might be 30% me, 70% your higher self. It might be a variety of these things. It depends upon what serves you at any given moment, but it's always fluctuating, it's always changing.
Okay.
But the idea is that this is a way to get you used to the notion that you can communicate with your own higher selves very easily. And we are simply facilitating your ability to do that by letting you know that that's what you're doing right now. So in a sense, we are channeling through the physical channel, but we're also channeling through your own higher self. Mm-hmm. You follow?
Yes.
So, by using us as a template, by familiarizing yourself with our frequency, thus then you can have a familiarity with the frequency necessary to access your own higher self, so that when you think back to this interaction and you think back to this conversation, you will be in the proper state to communicate clearly with your own higher self in exactly the same way you are speaking with us now. So we are luring you to your own higher self frequencies by doing it this way.
So do we sound like we have a multiple personality disorder because our higher self and our personality self are often at odds?
When you are out of alignment, that's when the disorder comes. The idea is to understand how to create a multiple personality order.
Yeah.
Because you are multiples. You are multidimensional. So the idea is just to understand how to harmonize that instead of compartmentalizing it and causing discord between the various frequencies, thus then having disorder. Yes.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes. One last thing.
Yes.
Do you remember being born?
Of course.
What's it like?
Ecstatic. Do you understand?
How does it feel?
Ecstatic. Ecstatic.
Can you elaborate?
In our society, in our civilization, at this time, you will find that even though we once functioned very physically like you do, in terms of the creation of physical beings through the sexual act, through the physical birth, that no longer exists in our society now that we have moved into a dimensional reality where we are quasi-physical. Thus then, what passes now for the male and female energy creates an energetic bubble, in a sense, a energy bubble in which a consciousness can simply create a body that thus then functions as a child on our planet. Thus then grows. Do you understand?
Yes.
This is ultimately what your species is heading toward, but it will take a while before you get there.
Okay. Thank you very much, Bashar.
Nice.
Hello, Bashar.
And you, good day.
How are you?
Perfect, and you?
Perfect, thanks.
Thank you.
How's Anima?
Perfect, thank you.
Saibo?
Perfect, thank you.
My kids?
Perfect, thank you.
Give them my love.
Done.
Thank you. I have a question about the impact. You say that
Yes, impact. What we have said about impact, in a sense, is that you already all have all the impact you will ever have in your society just being in your society. You don't need to worry about creating more impact. You can't create more impact than you already have just by existing. But when you do something, when you act, when you make yourself known in your society and you do the things that are representative of your true self, your joy, your excitement, it's not that you're creating more impact by doing that. It's that you're revealing the impact you already have.
right.
You see the difference?
I do, sort of. My
Sort of,
question,
all right.
My question is,
Yes.
if Martin Luther King had just stayed in Montgomery, being minister at the Baptist Church, rather than going out and doing what he did in the world, how would that have been?
That's another parallel reality that does exist. Understand again when we say all these parallel Earth histories all coexist now, just like all the television programs coexist at the same time at any time you're watching your television. All variations of your history already exist on different Earths. You just decide which one you want to shift to,
Right, okay.
based on your definitions and your strongest beliefs and your state of being. Does that make sense?
Yes, thanks. On the tape Creative Conflict, you say that you guys still have conflicts?
No.
Challenges.
Well, yes, challenges, yes, of course.
Could you
there
just-
are many things we don't know. There are many things we still explore. This is fun. This is exciting to discover new things. Of course we have challenges, but we face them with constructive, positive energy, and they always thus then have a constructive, positive effect in our society.
Can you describe one?
Yes, we have described before the idea of our encounter with a species that are called the Thuk. When we first encountered the Thuk, we found that when you are facing them, any member of their society, it is like you're interacting with anyone. But as soon as you turn away, as soon as you're not beholding them, as soon as they're not in your presence, you forget you ever saw them. This was part of their nature, part of their being. And we were fascinated by this ability. To not know them, we knew something had happened, but we had no memory of what had happened until we were interacting with them again. Only direct contact produced the idea of remembering that we had had direct contact. As soon as we didn't have direct contact, there was no memory of having direct contact. We thus then learned from them how to do this too. So that many of the interactions we now have with many humans on the planet have already happened. We have had many direct contact interactions, physical interactions with many humans, but you don't remember. The idea thus then is that we use the rate at which you remember you had these contacts as a barometer for deciding when you're ready for conscious contact. Are you understanding this?
Yes.
The idea is that many of you have actually already had literal contact, but you don't remember. The rate at which you do remember snippets, the rate at which those memories return, whether consciously or in dreams, or however they return, the rate at which you begin to remember that those contacts have happened, we use it as a barometer to gauge when you're ready for conscious contact.
And how can we speed up the rate?
By being yourself as fully as you can, by acting on your joy as fully as you can, by acting on your excitement without a moment's hesitation. Why? Because the physical sensation you call excitement, joy, love, and creativity is your body's physical translation of the vibratory frequency that represents your true natural self. And anytime you're willing to act on that to the fullest of your ability, then you are staying squarely, like the compass needle, pointing to your true north. Anytime you deviate from that, you cause complication, difficulty, strain, struggle, and strife. All pain is the result of resistance to your natural self. Understand?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.